You know why I picked the Jew? You know, chose the side of the Jew because of the article I see in you guys' anti-Jewish sentiment, because it was the easy one for you guys to pick and not the most challenging, which means if the Jews and some of the people had their stuff set up out here correctly once before, you guys ruined it and made us sick. So little Lita Quinn Wands and DJ Dave and Elton Don, that whole group of you, especially with Miss Dawn Wiley's comment about the Palestinian Jews. If you guys ran overseas to them, you guys became recruited in their war without knowing all the facts. And then you come over here and you come back and you go anti-Jew because it's easy for you guys to do that so you can win a war. Okay, that's not really challenging. It's not changing anything. It's just rich people who are spoiled who decided, hey, look, so you guys might have it all set up and nice and pretty out there wherever you're at, Little Lita and Dave. But see, because of that anti-sentiment that you carried through all the way, and then you guys try to erase and change and cover up and lie, proves that you're not a Jew, David. You might have gone over there and they made you all Jew and all that. That's great. But it means you're not, because the first thing you went and did is attack those of my friends who were Jewish, or it didn't matter if they're Christian or whatever. So you guys got in this back and forth, and you guys, hey, look, they're all wearing red. And then guess what? You're all sick because some people who were Jew or German or people who lived here, you guys attacked. And then those families got sick. So Lita, you're not a good military leader, and Hillary's are not, because they're spoiled. And then you guys got the blue boxes. But you weren't Jew because he never produced anything. He just took other people's shit. You guys raped kids and other people's families and murdered them. And basically you did the same thing with the enemy that you guys profess to be against. That's why I don't believe African American Muslims, because African Americans adopted Christianity and now they want to be Islamic, back and forth, all this shit. And then you guys wonder why a lot of you don't get anything done, because you end up fighting yourselves. And so they copycat. So like I said, African Americans look more like clones than anybody else. And then you guys sit in your little factions all over the United States and make everybody's life a living hell, professing to be a culture. You're not a culture because you're copying other people and you're making their lives miserable and you're stopping evolution. So it's really not about a religious issue, it's a scientific issue then. That's why I want to tell African Americans, pick up your stuff, go back to your own nation and fix the damage you created there. Don't bring it over here. Okay? They even set it up so it's all decent for you guys out here, and you trashed it. Why? Because of the hip-hop subculture, which doesn't make sense to what really was going on in the United States. When the colonials came over and the Indians, right? They became farmers, which they were already, a lot of them were already farmers. So the farmland grew during my grandfather's age, right? And so you guys had good, better quality, but as you guys took shortcuts, the quality of stuff goes down. So in order to fix those problems, you have to go back the other way. And so do I believe Ellery the farmer? No. He just came running down talking shit. And then people got sick. Because guess what? People like that, oh, I'm going to be fat and that's my protest. I'll just sit there and wait. Doesn't do anything. And a bunch of people followed it. So that stuff doesn't mean anything if we're not changing the world. So you guys wanted to be in a prison. I didn't want you guys in a prison. Any of your daughters, your women, your children, you guys are basically protesting and fighting yourselves for the third time. And if you guys would have left me and my sister alone and my friends alone when it was working, we were putting it together, you guys wouldn't be stuck here. So if you guys want to revere little DJ Dave and the Quinwan as gods and listen to that crappy fucking broadcast they put through, then so be it. But 9 times out of 10, guys, they're doing it to make you stay stuck in Florida, out here, Washington, because dude went over and started fucking everybody else's shit, and then they go overseas and they talk shit and spread a bullshit story. Okay? So in order to find peace or to change those things, guess what? Ideals have to change. You got to think outside the box. The story becomes null. It becomes numb. because you guys' hero is the one that basically fleeced you all and then ran away and then blamed his family members as he did it, and then made me sick multiple times in a row because he knew I was correct. They knew after the wave was destroyed and people weren't sick that they would just sit around and go, so Harry Joe, is it a lot better now that I'm not in the wave, or another one of your relatives is killed? Oh, just blame it, the clone that you guys maybe created or set in, because guess what? Joe probably fucked over his daughters because they didn't know what was going on out here. So, and then they go, well, if none of it existed, then we'd be in Eden or Zion and blah, 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 blah. But you wanted to be an older man, Joe, in bed with my friends, then turn around and claim to be the Adam or the Dave or the Messiah of the earth. And that hasn't worked for any empirical rule for a long time. So really the philosophy I would have adopted would be that of the Asians in like ancient Indochina and stuff like that, because they focused on healing and getting their people better. Now I see Black Hat. Oh, the meltdown of that reactor. You guys are trying to merge it and meld everything together to have like some Jehovah's Witness theory that say, oh, we got to blame it on one person and justify a war, or to a computer hack. Boring. Again, not challenging. Okay, if you guys want to break outside of the movie ethic, you have to go more scientific, which means better education for your people and getting out the ones that are causing the problem. So stand up against them. If you guys don't want the African Americans here or certain people, or you don't like their behavior, you guys got to stand up and say, we don't want that here. You got to encourage your daughters and your ones that reproduce and create the babies into a healthier mode. But the women already knew you guys were coming out here and attacking them on purpose because of me and making up a story. Because Ellery and them wanted to rape kids and cover it up, and you covered for the shit bags. And look what happened to you guys' health and your faces and all that stuff. Because those people thought they could run around and do whatever they wanted. And you can't.